So we got a verse for y'all boys today, too. And then we got the Bible plan. So we gonna get this out of the way. And the first verse for today is 2 Corinthians 12:19, and it says, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." Then we have my bad. Then we have Hebrews 12:11, and it says, "No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful. Later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and the peace for those who have been trained by it." I'm still sick, y'all boys, so we're gonna try to push through this as much as we can. And we got another verse, which is Matthew 5:5, and it says, "Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth." Yikes. So we got seen in the storm. This is the last verse. The last Bible plan or the last day. I'm not gonna say the last one. And it's called Seen in the Storm. So it says Job. I can only imagine what was going on in his mind. One day he was simply living his life, faithful, devoted, worshiping in spirit and in truth. And God was pleased with him. He saw his faithfulness, his commitment, his vulnerability. There was such confidence in him, even in the face of testing. God knew he would stand. And then everything changed. Loss, pain, confusion, waves he never prepared for. It didn't make sense. It didn't feel fair. Yet, even in that, there was a deeper story unfolding. Through Job, we see that suffering is not always a sign of God's absence, but sometimes a place where his presence becomes more real. God allowed testing not to destroy him, but to reveal something greater, so that we would know he is still a good father, that even in pain he sees, that even in all silence he is near. And through it all, God never loved Job. His grace carried him, sustained him, and strengthened him, because even in the hardest seasons, we are never outside to the reach of his love. And that season, the one that you are in right now, God sees you. He has not turned his face away. While other voices whispers lies, God speaks gently. My child, I am here. I am proud of you. I see you. So this is saying, um, this is saying that a lot of times you're gonna go through problems when you're a Christian or when you're in any religion. You're gonna go through problems, but you shouldn't. It's a part of the religion. You're gonna go through tests, trials, and tribulations, but that's only because you need to get closer to God and you need to focus more on God. So when you go through those trials and tribulations, you will be used to them. And the two verses that we got for today is Job 1:8, and it said, "The Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, the one that feareth God and escheweth evil?" Then Satan answered, Lord, and said, Doth Job, Job fear God for naught? Has not thou made an hedge about him, about his house, and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and substance is increased in the land. Put forth thine hand now, and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face. And the Lord said to Satan, Behold, all that he hath is my power, or is in thy power. Only upon himself put not forth thine hand. So Satan went forth the presence of the Lord. Yo, this is a long one. I can't even lie. We gonna get this out of the way though. Y'all ready? No. Okay. Um. The Lord answered Job. Then the Lord answered Job out of the whirlwind and said, "Who is the darkest counsel, or the darkened counsel, by words without knowledge? Gird up now thy lions like a man, or thy loins like a man." I'm sorry, I said lions. Um, for I will demand of thee, and answer thou me. Where wast thou when I laid the foundations of the earth? Declare if thou hast understanding. Who hath laid the measure thereof, if thou knowest? Or who hath stretched the line upon it, whereupon the foundations thereof fastened? Or who laid the cornerstone thereof, when the morning stars sang together, and the sons of God shouted for joy? Or who shut up the seas with doors, when it is break forth, as it as if it is issued out of the womb? When I made the cloud the garment thereof, and thick darkness a swaddling band for it, and break up for it my decreed place, and set bars and doors, and said, Hither shalt thou come, but no further, and here shall thy proud waves be stayed. We getting through this, y'all boys. Next, this is Job 1 through 38. And we're on 12. Hast thou commanded the morning since thy days, and caused the dayspring to know its place, that it might take hold of the ends of the earth, that the wicked might be shaken out of it? It is turned as clay to seal, and they stand as a garment, and from the wicked their light is withholden, and high arms shall be broken. Hast thou entered into the spring of the sea, or hast thou walked into the search of depth? Has the gates of death been opened unto thee, or hast thou seen the doors of the shadow of death? Hast thou perceived the breadth of earth? Declare if thou knowest it all. Where is the way where light dwelleth? And as for darkness, where is the place thereof? That thou shouldest take it to the bound thereof, and that thou shouldest, yeah, I'm saying this all wrong. We gonna get this right though. Know the paths of the house to the house thereof. Knoweth thou it, because thou was then born, or because the number of thy days is great? Hast thou entered into the treasures of the snow, or hast thou seen the treasures in hell, which I have reserved against the time of trouble, against the day of battle and war? By what way is the light parted, which scattereth the east wind upon the earth? Who have divided a watercourse for the overflowing of waters, or a way for the lightning of thunder, to cause it to rain on the earth where no man is, on the wilderness wherein there is no man, to satisfy the desolate and waste ground, and to cause the bud of the tender herb to spring forth? Hath the rain a father, or who has begotten the drops of dew? Out of whose wombs came the ice and hoary frost of heaven, who have gendered it? The waters are hid as with the stone, and the face of the deep is frozen. Canst thou bind the sweet influence of Pleiades? Right? Say Pleiades. Or loose the bands of Orion? Can thou bring forth Mazzaroth in his season? Or can thou guide Arcturus with his sons? Knowest thou the ordinaries? Yo, hold on, y'all boys. I'm finna give me some water right quick, cause my throat is over here suffering right now, bro. Okay, we're good. Um, or can thou guide Arcturus with his sons? Knowest thou ordinaries of heaven? Can thou set the dominant thereof the earth? Can thou lift up thy voice to the clouds, that abundance of waters may cover thee? Can thou send lightning that they may go, and say unto thee, Here we are, who hath put wisdom in the inward parts, or who have given understanding to the earth? Who can number the clouds in wisdom, or who can stay the bottle of heavens? When the dust groweth into harvest, and the clouds or the clods cleave faster together, wilt thou hunt the prey for the lion, or fill the appetite of the young lions? When they couch in their dens, and abide in the covert to lie in wait. Who we got two more y'all boys, we're almost done. Who provided for the raven in his food? Who provided for the raven his food? When his young ones cry unto God, they wonder for lack of meat. So y'all boys, we're done. We did it, bro. That took longer than expected, I can't even lie.